What's good, y'all? It's Jaboogie, and we got another episode of LTSN. Today we're discussing AFC playoffs. You know, obviously we're coming off a not shocking New England win versus Houston, but close game. Not as interesting as Dallas, Green Bay, but Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Still, it was close, and everybody predicted it would be. So that's where we were all correct. Dustin, what did you think about the New England Houston game?
No surprise there.
Okay.
I didn't even watch the game because I already knew the outcome. And even though Tom Brady, I heard Tom Brady didn't play as good as Tom Brady usually plays, but he'll come back. He'll come back.
Okay. And then you obviously know about Nate's 2 out of 3. They had a special teams touchdown, a return. Dion Lewis, the man, brought it all the way back. So Nate, what do you got to say about that? Bringing your 2 out of 3 system into the conversation here. And New England
Hey
was three
man,
for three, honestly.
well yeah, true that. Houston sucks in every aspect. Defense trash, offense trash.
Well,
Special
their
teams was
their,
even
their
better.
defense was pretty. It's a
Their
good
defense kept
defense.
them in the game.
It kept
I
them in
mean,
the
we
game
It
for
can't
was
say
sure.
that trash. I mean, they're not even that bad. So let's
Yeah,
chill out.
they're one
okay,
out of
fine.
three. They're
It
one
was
out of three.
alright.
Well, the final score was 16-34.
Hey, it's Tom
Yeah,
Brady.
but it
You
was
know?
Osweiler's stupid ass fault.
Yeah, and Tom Brady. You're playing against Tom Brady, a guy who doesn't look like he's gonna retire for a while. So
Yeah.
They each had 3 turnovers. Just saying.
All right, Nana, what did you think about this game?
I thought that Brock Osweiler would be able to pull through, considering the fact that he actually made it to the playoffs. But clearly, I was wrong. Tom Brady all the way. He's gonna go to the Super Bowl guaranteed.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, Zach, what do you got to say?
I don't think it surprised anyone that they won. I thought it'd be more of a blowout. To be honest, I thought we'd be going 40s, maybe even 50s. Wish with
Oh, shit.
Osweiler. I think Osweiler did good the first half and the second half. He just does what he always does.
Okay. It was a fight in the beginning. It was a fight, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, it was at the end of the half. I think the Patriots were like down, like were ahead by one. Or they were ahead by
Three. It was three.
4. They were ahead
Yeah,
by
it was
4
like
at the
17 to
half.
13. Yeah. So,
Then Houston didn't score. They only got a field goal in the fourth quarter, the second half. So
yep. All right. Well, obviously, just finished Pittsburgh at Kansas City in Arrowhead. It's a hard stadium to go in and win, but they pulled it off, and it was very close. They man that the lineman on the Chiefs cost them a game, in my opinion,
that was
and should have been overtime, but he couldn't keep his hands where they had to be. So, Dustin, what do you think about that game?
I thought the Chiefs were gonna pull it out just because of home field advantage, but Steelers. It was actually a defensive game, to be honest. Even though Le'Veon and shit, they had all their stats. It was still a low-scoring game,
It was.
and yeah, that's basically it. Steelers, I'm impressed. I wasn't expecting, but everyone wanted to see Steelers versus Patriots at the end. So
All right, Nate. Okay, I don't know where Nate is. Nana.
Well, I found in the beginning, like in the first half, the match was just really boring. Everything was going back and forth. It didn't seem like there was gonna be any excitement. But you know how the second half usually goes. It always gets all challenging. Everybody gets dramatic. But one lineman, he just couldn't keep his hands to himself. He cost his team the game. He's probably gonna be sleeping on the couch. His wife is his wife's clearly gonna be disappointed in him. His kids are not gonna talk to him. But that's his fault. Paid the price. He paid the price.
Yo,
Next time
what a
it's
coincidence that his last name's Fisher.
Damn. All right, Nate.
Hold on.
Seems like Nate's
Hold on.
back.
Yeah, I'm
what,
back.
what did you think about Pittsburgh, Kansas City?
Man, first of all, I won't be straight up honest. I didn't get to watch the whole game. I only watched like the first quarter, I think. But no, I'm like really surprised that Pittsburgh came out there
I mean,
with
you said they were
with
gonna
the
win
yam.
last time.
Yeah, I did. I did. It's just I don't know. I felt like I expected more from Alex Smith being a pretty good quarterback, especially on fantasy because I mean last year he helped me out on fantasy points. But still, I guess that big three works.
Yeah.
2 out of 3, big three, whatever you want to call it. I mean, think about it, they had Le'Veon Bell, Aaron Rodgers, and Antonio Brown all going ham. And then
Hey, let's remember though. That game was really close. If that
it
dude
was
listen, if he kept his hands to himself, it wouldn't have been overtime.
with the
I mean, he could have went home to touch his wife.
Bro,
but no,
those Fishers never keep their hands to themselves.
No, it looks like he touched the wrong person.
No, Joe. He's the kind of guy to send nudes to his neighbor, but his dad sees him, and she doesn't even see him.
Oh no! And sends it to everybody in his mom's work.
Wait, what happened? What happened?
Oh, it's a personal story. We're gonna have to
Hey,
tell
let's
you
not get
about it.
personal here.
Yeah, it's personal, but we're gonna
We'll
have to
tell you
tell
when
you
the
about it
videos
after
That
are.
lineman
We'll
did
tell you
get-
when the videos.
that
lineman
lineman
did
got
get-
personal. Yeah, he got
Yeah.
personal. He won't be getting no personal tonight, but yeah.
I heard he was sleeping outside with the dog. So, Hey, shout out to Kansas City. You can do whatever you want to this man. He clearly needs a touching.
They just post a picture of him on his wife's porch, like with a
So,
bag next to him, just sleeping. This is what happens when you fail.
so Nana, did
Hey.
they feel the way? Do the Kansas City fans feel the way about him that you felt about John Elway? You know what he?
Hey, I think that this man by himself lost that game. Nobody else did but him.
Yeah, these Fishers, bro. Oh my fucking gosh.
Okay, it's just obviously him. He just, like I keep saying, he needed to keep saying to himself. That's all you have to do. You just caused a whole play by yourself, just one man, a lineman. Like who cares about the lineman? But look what he did. He made a
You know
big
the
play.
worst part is he was 7 inches taller and had 125 pounds of big, and he still couldn't stop him.
That's
Oh,
what we call
that's
duck.
fair price.
That's what we call duck. All right, Zach, what did you think about this game?
Terrible. It was terrible.
Oh.
Honestly,
Jeez.
literally. So I'm gonna try to remember the stats. I think the Steelers got 200 passing yards and 170 rushing yards. And how many touchdowns did they get? 2.
Well, I mean that's a defensive battle. It keeps you on your toes. You know
But
what I mean?
that shouldn't have been a defensive battle. That's the thing.
He's right.
I
They
mean,
made it a defensive battle. Think about it. So it shouldn't have been, especially with the Steelers' offense, with what players they have, and it was a defensive battle.
yeah.
That's just me, but
Okay, but it's true. Okay, but let's not forget that Antonio Brown did have a couple of large plays that
Yeah,
Ben
that
Roethlisberger
catch was
followed
crazy.
through on. Yeah, he couldn't follow through on. So.
no, they didn't have any touchdowns. They had all field goals.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that Antonio Brown, he did have some good plays. It's just that Ben Roethlisberger couldn't follow through. It was,
And Le'Veon.
Wouldn't it have been nice to have that kicker on fantasy? That
What's
was
his face? Chris
Amazing.
Boswell.
Yep.
Yeah, he had.
Who would have thought?
He had 6 field goals.
Yeah. So times that by 3.
There was
Well,
only
no,
one
no, it
touchdown
wouldn't be
scored. No, there
18
was
points,
2.
would it?
There was 2. My
Yeah, I
bad.
guess he would have only got 18 points. Well, it also depends on the distance. You would also get more points for it, but yep, that's that. You know,
Hey,
obviously,
just
let's move on to the
hey,
future.
I
Yeah.
heard there was a file for sexual harassment on that lineman. So
That was it David Fisher.
yeah, I think there
You
was
mean Eric?
on him, for touching.
I think I might have been Matt.
Yeah,
I don't know who you're talking
Maybe,
about. Who's
maybe
mad?
Dumbo. I don't know. I think it's Dumbo. Maybe Dumbo Fisher.
yeah. I mean, he surely went fishing, didn't he? He surely went fishing.
Wife to be Fisher.
I don't get it, but
I hope he doesn't watch these.
He's
Hey,
waiting
shout
for his
out to him.
chick at Roll Log.
That's his wife to be, man.
oh god, y'all bringing this the personal level went from 7 to 207. So, all right, let's say, Tom Brady versus Ben Roethlisberger,
Tom Brady.
or we could say Matt Slater versus Ryan Shazier.
Matt
What's
Slater.
going on? Dustin, who are you saying? Who's winning this game? New England or Pittsburgh?
I got balls.
Oh.
I'm taking the Steelers.
Oh.
You know why?
Why?
I don't know actually.
All
Good
right.
answer.
But
You got anything
But I
to
think-
back it up at all?
Nate, why are
You
you
know.
on a boat?
Let's
who
use
the fuck's
Antonio.
gonna stop Le'Veon Bell? Like, come on now.
With
Uh,
all 0 touchdowns he scored.
He still gets yards and puts them in good positions. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing
And-
with Pittsburgh. They were getting in position to score, but then they gave it to the kicker. They said, "You want to have a day?"
And damn, why the fuck is the defense looking better than the offense? I don't know, but they'll step it up, bro. They'll step it up.
All right. Nate, who you taking, New England or Pittsburgh?
New England.
New England.
I don't think Pittsburgh. I don't think Pittsburgh has enough firepower to win the game. New England's always good on their offense, and their special teams has been proven to be, if not good, very consistent. So I don't really like their defense all that much because they hold. But yeah,
Do you say they're
I
old?
feel like they hold,
Uh-oh.
and they don't get called for it. And things are offensive line. They honestly get away with a lot of stuff.
Hey,
For as
man,
much as I hate,
don't be putting it on the refs, okay? This is between Patriots.
for as
and
much as besides, I hate New England too. It's just, man, I don't see Pittsburgh coming off with a win. I really don't.
What? Why?
Yeah.
What you got against them?
Honestly,
cheater.
I don't really have nothing against them besides their defense is not what it used to be. I mean, they've proven season after season that each time they go to a playoffs or some important game, their defense just crumbles. Oh my gosh.
Bro, are you bringing up Troy Polamalu and his Head and Shoulders?
No.
Knees and
Even though
toes.
his
Knees and
even though
toes.
his Head and Shoulders were crusty, bro. Head and Shoulders were crusty.
All right, Nana. Who's winning this game? Pittsburgh going into New England.
I just sounded
Hey.
really bad in the show.
Hey,
Going into
Over
New
these
England.
years-
Going in
over
through the
these
back.
years. over these years, Tom Brady has been hard to stop. Okay, the way he gets rid of the ball, the way he just moves around.
Mm.
Move around.
Don't let Fisher get to him, man. I'm gonna get his all over him.
Hey, we're not trying to put Fisher back on the couch. Okay, let's chill out. Now back to what I was saying.
It's too late.
So, you know, you just can't stop Tom Brady. You know, I don't like Tom Brady. I've never did. You know, he's just too much to handle. He doesn't look like he's gonna retire. He looks like he's
He's
still.
too much to handle. Not for David Fisher.
Hey, Fisher already gave up. Hey, Fisher and Tom Brady had prison time. Okay, you remember when Tom Brady went to jail? You know they had some prison time. But Tom Brady already knows how that feels. You know what I'm saying? So back to what I was saying. You know, I still think Tom Brady's gonna win this. Offense, offense is gonna be a big deal for Tom Brady.
Nate, get on my jet ski.
All
Hold
right.
on,
Let me say one more thing.
Yeah.
Fucking Steelers versus Packers at the Super
wait,
Bowl
check
sounds
out that
very
vote.
interesting.
Check that vote.
It does. You know, that would not have been a prediction
Check that vote.
going in the year. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
You know, especially people would have thought Pittsburgh would have got off to a bad start. Nobody was sure on how Le'Veon would have been. You know, I had belief in him from day one. He was one of my first picks on fantasy. You know, and ever since he got back in the game, the only time I benched him was because he was on a bye week. You know, started him every week. He was one of those guys, and he's a factor for Steelers, and I feel like he will be against New England. So Zach, what are you saying about this one?
The only way, and I'm gonna go Patriots, but the only way the Steelers can win is if Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell score. They have to score. They can't just let the kicker do it this time. They have.
Oh, that's for
to score.
sure. You can't do that against New England. It doesn't work like that. I see what you're
The
saying.
Broncos tried to do that, and what
But-
happened? They got their butt kicked.
Yeah.
You know?
Nate, you got your Jets. Okay, sorry. I'll take a screenshot of this real quick.
Hey, GTA 5 background. You know, shout out
Nate,
to
just no. I'll explain it one after this. So I think the Patriots. The only reason the Patriots will win is just because if the Steelers play the same as they did, based off this playoff game, it sounds weird, but I feel like the Texans could almost beat them the way they played.
No, it's bold.
Like in
I see where you're
all
coming
honesty.
from. I see where you're
But-
coming from.
If they did if they played like everyone knows they could play like they have a really good chance of beating the Steelers. But right now, no.
Nathan, if you don't shut your mouth in that background, we're trying to record a video here.
That's fucking
I'm
Nate.
sorry.
Are you
know
letting
what he did?
touch-
He literally jumped his jet ski in the back of a speedboat and got it stuck in the back.
Oh yeah.
It's still stuck.
By the way, the people who are confused, we're on a GTA server right now, so some of us are, not all of us, but some of us. Anyways,
I'm not gonna be able to drive.
so let's finish this off with score predictions. Dustin, you're taking Pittsburgh. You got the balls. What's the score?
21-18.
Oh, 3-point game. So how is New England getting 18? That's a tough number. And Pittsburgh did it, but that was all through field goals. So how are they getting to that?
Yeah, again, I don't know. But
All right, well,
no.
it's a good number. It's a nice number. 18's a nice number. It's the number of the guy who won a Super Bowl with Denver before he retired. Didn't really do shit, but low-key bring the team down just a tiny bit, but it's all good. Nate, what's the score?
28-10 New England.
28-10. You went straight to the point. You're saying blowout here. You're saying no chance for Pittsburgh here. You got 10 points, and to me that seems like a touchdown and a field goal. Who's getting that touchdown, Nate?
I feel like they're probably going to run it in with Le'Veon Bell. If not, it will be probably a longer pass than Antonio Brown.
Well, that's pretty lopsided, but I'm gonna say you're gonna take Le'Veon Bell there. All
Yeah,
right,
Le'Veon
Nana,
Bell.
what's the score of this game?
Well, 27-35.
Oh, so an 8-point game, you know, somewhat close, but
It's
is
going to be
it?
an offensive battle.
Is
That's
it
what I feel.
gonna-
It's not gonna-
I have a question. So, are you having this game? It's an 8-point game, obviously. Is this gonna become the lead in the fourth, the third, the second, or is it just gonna be kind of one team playing catch up? And who are you saying is gonna pull it off?
Patriots, but it's going to be slow in the first half. You know, that's how this playoff games have started to, show out to be.
So
Right in
you
the
think
second half, I think it's gonna
do you
bring
think
a
it's gonna be a
oh,
game of cat and mouse? It's gonna be New England, gonna be Pittsburgh, New England, Pittsburgh, and then like a Pittsburgh will always be coming from behind trying to take a lead or something, and then New England will just
that.
ultimately end up with the score. Or how are you saying this is gonna?
Well, I
That's a
mean, that
that's
cat
a
and mouse
big
is gonna be in
that's such a big
the
move.
first half. That's how it's gonna be,
Okay.
And Tom Brady's gonna be hard to stop, but I think Tom Brady's gonna eventually pull that lead in the
Okay.
fourth, maybe even third.
All right. And Zach, what's your score prediction?
35-21. Same thing.
Okay. All right. So pretty lopsided, and you're saying New England, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got Dustin again as the
Me?
he's a lone wolf,
Nathan, what is wrong with you?
and
Did you do that on a human's body?
Dustin, I
Yep.
I see where you're coming from. Pittsburgh, honestly, it doesn't matter to me. I like New England and I like Pittsburgh. I like them both. Um, but I hope Dustin's correct. I want to see Le'Veon Bell get to the Super Bowl and win a ring. They have
All
the
right,
they have the they have the power to do it. They weren't
Nate,
playing
push me
today.
back.
They kind of had a rest day and they got lucky that it went their way and that
Nate,
one
push me
guy
back.
couldn't keep
Push
his
me
hands to
back.
himself. But I see where you're coming from, Dustin. I like what you're saying there, and I hope that's how it ends up. But you guys all provided some good arguments, so we'll have to see. Ladies and gentlemen,
Nate,
comment, like, and
push me back.
subscribe.
Push me
Especially
back.
comment what you think. What's gonna happen with this damn game?
your mouth.
Who's gonna win both games? Score predictions. Leave them
Push
below.
me back.
And if you get exactly correct, I might give you a freaking prize. So if you get the exact score correct, we'll give you a prize, maybe.
I better get a prize.
Maybe.
Okay, okay,
No prize.
we'll give you a prize. We'll give you a prize.
Nate, no, push
No.
me
We'll
back.
come up with it. If you get this fucking score 100% correct, you know?
No
Can't
cheating either. I'll be watching.
Yeah, we'll make sure it's before the game. And if
Nana will have his hands all
if
over
you
you.
predict if you
Yeah, I
predict
learned from Fisher. Okay.
if you predict Pittsburgh winning
That's
24 to
ridiculous.
14, but you say it's New England 24 to 14, that doesn't count. And then okay, let's say you say Pittsburgh 24-14, but it actually ends up being New England 24-14. You don't that doesn't count. You got the score right, but you got the teams wrong, and that's what matters. So get out of here with
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
But
Hold
try it
this L.
anyways, What if
I'll
you
give
do
you an L
win?
in a bag. Catch a Fisher too.
And if it's a repeat, the first person who says it gets the prize. So we'll take it that way. That sounded really weird. We'll take it anyway. Wink, wink.
That's nasty.
Nate, look, you
Hey,
looking at
hey,
me?
just
Shut up.
remember, I like being touched. Okay, just come and find me. I like being touched.
That was Nana who
Yeah,
said that.
Fisher. Fisher, I like being touched. Come and touch me.
All right. That's it for today, guys. We are out.